There's a hatch under the tank's gun barrel, which opens into the tank's cockpit. The driver lies almost flat on his back in the cockpit. The pedals he presses are the gas on his right foot and the brake on his left. The pedals are similar to those of an automatic car. The tank doesn't have a large steering wheel. The speed of the left and right gears can be adjusted to steer the tank by twisting the two directional knobs. For example, turning the right knob clockwise comparison. It's half the height of an adult. The warhead is fired at the target at supersonic speed. At this velocity, the warhead is capable of melting metal and penetrating armor up to 600 millimeters thick. The M1A2 armor-piercing round has a range of 2,600 meters. The stabilized wing striker has a range of 3,500 meters. If you compare the stabilized wing stripper armor-piercing rounds, armor-piercing rounds are designed to demolish and destroy armored fighting vehicles. The stripper rounds can be fired at a much longer range. It separates the shell before it reaches the target and then penetrates it. These are the pressure release panels. When the tank is attacked, it quickly releases the shockwave inside the chamber and quickly releases the shockwave outward. It reduces the damage to the personnel inside the tank. This is an anti-tank missile interceptor system jointly developed with Israel. In front are two tracking radars that can scan an angle range of 220 degrees. It locates the target under computer control. When it searches for an incoming target, the computer analyzes the target's flight data and fires an interceptor before the target arrives, detonating the target in advance. Even if the interceptor fails, the armor-piercing rounds can't penetrate the turret's armor. The turret has 3 layers of armor, 2 layers of steel plate encased in a layer of high-density depleted uranium. The side of the tank is also reactive armor with explosive properties. It's protected by a curved layer of high-density tiles. When an incoming rocket hits the side of the tank, the curved tiles absorb most of the kinetic energy before detonating the explosive layer of the reactive armor, preventing the warhead from penetrating the tank. However, the heavy armor will seriously affect the mobility of the tank. So the tank uses a light but powerful gas turbine engine instead of a diesel engine. It could run on diesel or gasoline. The multi-fuel design is one of its major advantages on the battlefield. After all, it's a jet airplane engine architecture. The turbine generates a lot of heat in a closed structure, so 2 turbine exhaust tubes were added to the tail section. High temperatures are ejected through the turbine blades at the front of the tubes to minimize heat signatures. The engine transmits power to the gear shaft, which in turn drives the tracks through the gears.